When I was living in a little town called Hammershøj in Denmark, I was thinking about black matter, and after, well, I was thinking about the definition and how and what is the black matter in space, and I went outside because of some electric I don't know, in the house there was some problems with electricity. So I walked outside in the night turning into day, and it was I didn't get much sleep, but I got the chance to to think about black matter, because there was this fog of some kind, clouds in this blackish, black grayish color, and I was walking around wondering, because I tried to view it as black matter because it had this color, and the way it looked was well, I just associated that with black matter in space, and I was thinking about how can I define that, and it was very difficult for me. I was thinking about something that connects to expand or something like that, in some way, like even though it's not a disease, but in the same way as some diseases, they I don't, what is it called, these it's like some kind of growth, I don't know what it's called in English, but it's like one becomes two, and well, maybe this black matter, it's like, maybe it's like breathing, I don't know. Because I'm just I was just thinking about it. I don't think it's the answer, but I don't know what the answer is, because because black matter is something that you can't touch. It's more well, it could be compared with God, even though black matter and God, but something you can't like something that's not definable, because you can't take it and examine and investigate it. I don't think so. I don't know. So it's difficult to define. I don't know. There was this professor on TV, on Danish TV, who talked about it as something that is like. Did he say that it had some thickness to it, but at the same time it could get through? I don't know. I don't know if people, when they travel in space, do they sometimes lose the pace? Because if they don't, then it's not. It is kind of like something that's there, but it's not there anyway. It's there and it's not there. Because if it had some weight to it, then it would slow down the pace, the speed, and I have never heard about that. and air, oxygen. Does that? I don't know. I'm not. I didn't take a university degree in university in what's it called, astronomy. But I've been thinking a lot about it, and when I was younger, it made me sick. I couldn't just. When I started thinking about eternity and the universe. It was like it was like that. My brain just started feeling like eternity, and I couldn't stand that. But I don't feel like that feel that way anymore. So I can talk. Maybe because of some YouTube videos telling me that it's not that. It becomes more tangible when it's not talked about in a philosophical way, but it is science. Okay, so I don't know how to define black matter, and I don't know how people could even examine it, or what's and then there are black holes, and how can those be defined? If I think about some series I have watched that at my brother's place, who my brother has viewed a lot of science fiction series about other dimensions and parallel universes, but the same person in two different universes. It's like an alter ego, or what's it called? Those series would say you go through a black hole and then you get to a parallel universe, but I don't believe in that. But okay, then there are these beaming things that my brother also talked about from Star Wars, where beaming is like you enter, I don't know if it's a machine or something, and then or you can just, and you can get from one place to another in no time, and I don't know if if I put it into a science fiction series context, then if people think that way, they will say that can be some of the theories. And if you, I have sometimes thought about the sun in the sky, the big sun shining as a big eye, and all these stars are eyes watching. I know they are not, but just an image of it, because it reminds me of The Cube, the movie where these people are trying to get out of the cube, and then the dumbest person gets out first, and then the person who is naive, and I thought about that as a metaphor for getting out of life, and then, or the way to heaven, not out of life, but the cube as the life, and then getting out of the cube to heaven as just from birth to death, and then heaven, or I don't know, paradise. What's it called? I don't know what you say. The kingdom of God is that, and in the same way, I can see the sky with all the stars as an image of, or a metaphor for the eyes looking at us people from outside the universe. And when people talk about dying, they talk about walking towards the light, or walking directing themselves, the spirits, souls towards the light. And I thought about maybe it, from life and then death and to heaven or the afterlife, could be like we are inside this cube that is the universe we are in. And I know those are stars, but and there are these light holes that shine in, and sometimes in the daytime the sun, that's what gives life, that brings life from the mold. And if the sun is not there, it's the photosynthesis that happens when the sun and oxygen and something like that makes the life grow, and that make us people not get a lack of D vitamin. And so the sun is like if we say that God created life, then we can say that the sun in the sky does the same together with oxygen, and everything on Earth and other planets, and I don't know if there's life anywhere, like living organisms. So I saw that as like the cube, as this, and the cube can also be just different contexts in this life, getting out of some kind of situation. You don't have to be like the person in the movie. That's not how I view getting out of some kind of situation. It can be the way maybe in some situations, or for that specific person needed to be in that context like that, or maybe he did something right to get out of it, and in other contexts it's like you can be stuck in a situation, stuck in a moment, or and you can't get out of it, but then you somehow find a way to work yourself out of that situation, being stuck in a moment, and can get on with whatever you, we, I, they, who, or whatever want to get on with and continue life. I have had a lot of I think a lot in metaphors, and I think we are taught that in school when we analyze novels and things like that, and that's the same as, I think we were even taught that the biblical way of thinking. I don't believe that much in the Bible, but I believe in some kind of God, some energy, and the biblical way of thinking. Jesus used some maybe, I don't know, metaphors, but you could say that they were that, using telling a story that represents something else, like some kind of truth, and that's the same way we are taught in high school, for example, to analyze stories, short stories, novels, and things like that. So I think, right, so in movies and in books and things like that, some things represent something else. So you can't understand everything literally. You have to analyze your way to what is the movie, the manuscript writer and the instructor, because they might not be the same, and then it maybe is gets a little twist, and like when I made a video to The Power of the Heart, that in Danish is Hjertets Magt, then I had this school help me to make the video, and they had some ideas. Why not stand on the balcony like you in the middle, and the two kids singing were sitting on the the sides of the balcony, and it wasn't my idea, and it wasn't my idea to put Christmas decorations on a tree in the garden, and so the same way with movies, and you can't understand a movie or a novel or and sometimes not even songs literally. They are often metaphors for other things. Like they have this, it's like we have this Danish singer-songwriter called Mads Langer, and he has a song saying that you can read things between the lines. It's what's said between the lines, and that's like analyzing and seeing metaphors and things like that. So so I have seen the sky, because I see it from here. So for me it's the sky, the night sky, as an image of all these little eyes watching all of us. And in the Bible, and people who believe say that God sees everything, God hears everything, and some people say that the thoughts don't count, and that some things are, and I think that might be true. I think that you can say whatever you want if people will, no matter what you say, understand who is this person. Because if I say I want to rule other people, I want everyone to be my slaves, and I want them here to so I can be in charge and I can rule everything, then people can listen to me and hear, do I mean that or do I not? So that in that case the things are also between the lines, and then the between the lines can be your facial expressions or not even that, the sound of your voice, and sometimes not even how your eyes look, because you can have gotten a lot of punches that gives you a harsh look even though you're not. So I'm just saying, because I watched this Married at First Sight, and one of the guys was sticking out a lot of what was it called, giving a lot of making a lot of rules, and I was hearing that as him making fun, and because I don't think he is actually that way. That's why I thought it was funny, because yeah, okay, it's difficult to explain, but that's how I